Hey everybody, Lawman Mike with www.lawmanguitars.com. Hey, have I got a really cool bass for you today. Now, this is a very unusual bass, okay? You're not, you haven't seen many of these, and for a reason being they only made them for a couple of years. This is a 1964 model K5930 Kay fretless bass. Now, was it designed to be fretless? No, and we'll come back to that in just a minute. But it's a Kay bass, and when I got this bass, it did not look like this. It was black from grease and grime, and it was horrible. The pick guard was missing. The pickup was dead. And of course, it didn't have frets. So I'm sitting there going, all right, is this going to be a parts meister, or am I going to try to do something with this? And I just, because it was so rare, I said, you know, I'm going to take a run at it, see what I can do with it. So the first thing that I did is I started going after the body. And believe it or not, it was so dirty and grimy that even all my cleaners wouldn't clean it. So I actually had to sand this body to get it down to the original finish, and we did it very carefully, and as you can see I was able to preserve the original sunburst, which I was thrilled to death to be able to do. We buffed it and brought the shine back to it, and I thought it turned out absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just look at the flame in this body, and I was really thrilled with that. And then the neck, I'm sitting there looking at it, and the neck was nice and straight. There's no problems with the neck. And we thought, well, do we try to gouge what the guy did, whoever had it before me, had sanded down the frets. He wanted a fretless bass, and he said, all right, I'm just going to sand down the frets. I thought, well, do we pull those out and put new frets in them? And I went, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. We're going to sell it as a fretless bass and let the next guy decide if they want to do that to it. But it's really cool as a fretless bass. And let's go over what's original on this guitar, okay? There's so much going on here, I need to be careful that I cover everything. The knobs are original, okay? Pick guard is not. I had Mojowerks, who also rewound our pickup. This is the original pickup body, and of course it was dead. He took it apart, and he's done dozens of these speed bump pickups for us. He did this, and he also did this pick guard for us, which is absolutely beautiful and looks exactly like what the original would have been. Then I had Jeff the Tech completely rewire it. The wiring, I mean, the pots were shot. I mean, there's just no way you're going to use those pots again, and the wire was shot. So I have new Switchcraft pots and input jack going to the pickup. The bridge bridge cover was missing. I had one, so I replaced it. The original tailpiece in here was original. The wood bridge was original, believe it or not, and we were able to salvage that. So that's in there, and the studs that raises it up and down were original also. So I had those pieces in there. The neck we had, as we talked about, I'm trying to remember. Jeff did a new bone nut for me on this one because it was missing. The Kay truss rod cover was here, believe it or not. Underneath all the grime, there's actually a Kay logo on there. The tuners, which are these really cool tuners. I think those are those Grovers? I forget what those are. But I've seen these on a lot of different older guitars from the 60s. Those are original. They came with the guitar. I was very happy to have gotten those. Okay, and then it did not have a logo. So I said, what am I going to do about a logo? And there are some raised logos that are out there, but it didn't look right. They had... I found a catalog that showed the Kay, and it was actually an applique or a decal type thing on there on the originals. And I believe it or not, I found a guy in Russia who makes these, and I waited forever and ever, and finally showed up, and it's beautiful. I mean, it actually just stuck right on there. It's not a decal. It's actually I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it's adhesive. So it's stuck on there, and it's not going to go anywhere, and it shouldn't peel off for years and years and years, and it looks like the original. So I was very excited about that. It had the original neck bolts in it. It has the original strap buttons on it, and check out the neck. I even got the neck to get cleaned up. We worked on this forever too, and the nice sunburst showed up on that as well, and it just, I mean, I just love this bass. I mean, if I was a bass player, I'd keep it, but I'm not a bass player, as you have probably already figured out. Guitar players are never great bass players, but we get by. But anyway, the only other thing that we did is I had Jeff the tech put some fret markers in it because the fret markers were gone. So he put some fret markers on the frets because, as you know, on a fretless bass, you're going to want to have your fingers on the fret as opposed to behind because the fret's not there. So we've got it set up with really nice action. Jeff set it up nicely. So it plays really well. No fret outs or anything. You know, you get really kind of a nice, almost acoustic upright bass sound with these fretless basses, which I've been finding, and I just think they're really cool. And so I thought, well, you know what, let's just leave it as a fretless bass and go from there. But we just put so much time and effort into this thing. I thought, you know what, let's demo it. It may never sell. It may be my bass forever, but I wanted to get it out there. Maybe somebody thinks it's as cool as I do from the fact that it's only made in 64-65. The other thing is it has a 31-inch scale neck, so it is a short scale. And the nice thing for guitar players is that nut is only 1.5 inches wide, so it's not like you're going to be grabbing this big P-bass neck, especially if you're a guitar player and want to play some bass. It's not so unwieldy to play something like this, which is what I like as well, without the big neck. It's got a 14.5-inch wide lower bout on it, and it doesn't weigh much at all. I mean, it can't be 6 pounds at the most, and they're just really, really cool, very iconic. And there's all kinds of Vanguards and stuff for the K models out there that were lesser models than this one. This one would have been one of the higher end model basses that they had. And, you just don't see them. So when I saw it, I grabbed it. And like I said, I put a lot more time and effort and money into it than I should have. But I think the end result was great. So, hey, let's hear it a little bit. I like how it kind of growls at you without the frets. Enough of me playing bass. It is really, really, really cool, and I absolutely love it. And what I did, of course, I didn't have an original case with it, and it probably would have come with a soft shell case, would be my guess. Back in the day with those basses, I had this sort of a period correct case. It's probably more like a 70s case, but it fits it great. And so I put this hard shell case with it and said, you know what, it's going to have a nice case. So it's more period correct than a brand new case. So it's not a brand new G&G case, but it looks cool when you show up with it and people go, oh, what's in that? So hey, check it out. I've got this and all kinds of really cool. I've got, I think, 4 or 5 basses right now in our shop, and we don't usually have a lot, but I seem to have a few now. So check it, this one and all the other cool basses we have out at www.lawmanguitars.com. And hey, while you're here in our YouTube channel, why don't you hit subscribe? You get to see these every month. You don't have to look for Lawman. We just show up in your inbox and tell you we've got more demos. So tell all your friends. We would love to hit 10,000 one of these days. I think we just this month went over 6,000. We're really excited about all the support we're getting from the musical community out there. Thank you, guitar players. We appreciate you. So check us out, and if you can't find it, just Google Lawman Guitars. We show up pretty quick, and we're just really, really happy that you're watching us on our demo today, and hope that you'll continue to watch us, and maybe we'll do a deal someday. And I really appreciate you watching my demo. Thank you so much.